Okay, I'm going to show you the easiest way to make a character for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's incredibly easy, and I will start by lowering this loud music. There we go. So you go to this website called pf2e. You just Google it, and this is what it'll go. This is free. I've logged in, or I haven't logged in. I'm in on a secret browser, Chrome, incognito mode, whatever. So because there's a paid version, which is like $6, but you don't need that. So this is the free. Everything you see here is the free version. Starting character creation, very simple. Just have a concept in your head. Do I want to hit things? What do I kind of want my character to look like with like its ancestry, which is the equivalent of like race or species. So it's first thing, ancestry. Don't want to be a human. I personally want to make a orc. Yeah, let's go with that. No, that's too common. Skeleton's real cool. Yeah, Pathfinder has a bunch of different races that you can do right off the bat. They have catfolk, elves, dwarves, you kind of like your basic stuff. Grippsleys, which are frog people, humans. I personally like, let's go with the lizard folk. So this is, I've just picked an ancestry. It'll tell you basically everything about it. It starts with 8 hit points, it's medium size, it's movement speed 25, ability boost, which are stats, gets a boost to strength, wisdom, and one of your choice, free, but I'll be a little dumb, I'll be a big dum-dum. Intelligence is my flaw. It comes with the unarmed attack, so got some water adaptation there, so you just click accept, boom. Now let's say you don't like that, but you don't want to lose any of your progress, you can also just keep clicking on things. Yeah, or you can click on Ancestry if you wanted to look at more. It won't actually change it until you click Accept, so you can just click off and it goes away. Backgrounds. Pathfinder uses backgrounds very similar to how 5e does. Excuse me. But they'll tell you what they give you. So let's just do, what's a bounty hunter? Pretty common. Brief description of what it does, and then you get to... I think like 95% of all backgrounds, you'll just get to choose 2 ability boost. You'll get trained in a skill and some type of lore, which is kind of like the equivalent for Pathfinder is like an intelligence check. Do you know this thing? And if you have a certain type of lore, most DMs will generally the DC to know that information. If you have a specific lore for it, is much lower than just like a general everyone roll to see if you know about this. So you get legal lore if you put the bounty hunter and the experience tracker skill. So in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, there are skills, skill feats, and regular feats. I kind of like the idea of being a criminal. Deckhand. Oh, we'll be a deckhand. I used to work on a boat. This character, lizard folk, in the water already. Sailed the sea a couple times. Comes with a sailing lore. You get the catfall skill, which I think is like you can fall down from a higher distance before you take damage. If you don't know what any of this stuff is, it's fine, because the beauty of Pathfinder is everything you get at the level that you are will be right here. See aquatic adaptation, claws, the free feet catfall right here. Click it, it tells you what it is. It's a general, it's a skill. These are the tags associated with it. These are like everything in Pathfinder has a trait associated with it, and it tells you what it is just by you clicking on it. Pathfinder Path Builder will give you that information because Paizo is cool and puts basically all the rules out there for free. They make most of their money selling like art, adventure paths, which are dope, and that's what it gets. So, I'm a lizard folk. My background is a deckhand. Class. These are all the starting classes. You got your common ones: barbarian, bard, champion, cleric, druid. Champion is just like Pathfinder's version of paladin. Magus, monk, oracle, then you get a little ranger, rogue, you got the classic sorcerer, but you have some very specific things that are like combinations of other things without having all of those things from it. Like swashbuckler is a little bit like a rogue, but it focuses more on like doing fancy or looking cool in combat, doing fancy maneuvers to deal extra damage. We're gonna be a little bit strong here. We're just gonna go. Let's go barbarian. Barbarian is our basic example. So you click on it, and again, all the information on the right will be updated. Key ability, strength. Our hit points, as for the class, you get 12 plus your con every level. That's a big difference between 2nd edition and 5th edition. Is you don't roll dice for hit points because that much randomness will just mess up balance. You're a barbarian, you're getting 12 HP every level. Saving throws. What are you? The proficiency system for Pathfinder is like you're not untrained. Then it goes trained, expert, master, legendary. So if you're trained in something, you get to use your level +2. If you're an expert, it's your level +4. If you're a master, level +6. Legendary is level +8. Yeah, 2. I believe that's the numbers it works with. It'll, again, once you click the accept, it'll show it for you. Skills, you're trained in athletics off the bat. Attacks, what weapons and stuff you're trained in, and what type of armor. All that good stuff. Your basic rage. So let's click accept. You'll see here now I have a little bit more options with class feat, because you get a class feat at level 1. You come down to more things we got on top of from the lizard folk and our background. I now have rage, which is coming from the barbarian. So you've made the choice. Boom. Just 3 quick choices and your character is almost done. Now, I know a lot of people can say Pathfinder is like you can get information overload. That is very true if you're trying to do 1 to 20 in a get-go. Generally speaking, you'll probably be level 1 for maybe somewhere between 2 and 4 sessions based on GMs. I mean, 1 to 4, honestly, is how you do it. Generally, what happens in play, I've been a player for a bunch of tables. I've DM'd more, unfortunately, because everyone wants to be a player. But essentially, you're like this level for 1 to 4, so you get all the time to learn all your things that you have for the level. So, now we have our ancestry, background, class. We need a name. So click over here, character name. I personally like using the name Glico for whenever I make a lizard folk. So yeah, I'm just gonna name this dude Glico. Boom. For now, my size is medium, 25 feet. I have +4 strength and of a modifier, -1 intelligence, +1 wisdom. Those are the things from my background and the ancestry. I got 20 health total, so my AC is 13. And the 3 types of saves you have are either fortitude saves, reflex, or will. The barbarian gets trained in reflex off the bat, and expert in fortitude and will. So that's where we're at just from the current choices we've made so far. This row right here that I'm moving up and down, these are your skills. But we're not there yet. So right here we have 2 cogs. We're still level 1, we're just making a level 1 character. This video will probably be like 20 minutes long, just showing basic stuff and explaining things. Once you've made like 2 characters, creating a character comes down to like minutes. It comes down to like you can be done in like less than 5. And just once you know what the rules are, just because you're more familiar with it, you go straight to the things you want. But level 1, let's set our abilities. Pathfinder, 2nd edition, you don't roll. There's no standard array or things like that. You get first options, your ancestry boost. Remember, I get 1 to strength, +1 to wisdom. I get -1 in intelligence, and the free one, I can choose dexterity, con, intelligence, charisma. I'm a barbarian. I'm going to choose con. Let me hit finish real quick, even though Path Builder will let you know if you're not done with something. You still have, you see the 4, you still have 4 choices, you still have 2 for skill training. Fortitude, I just wanted to come over here to the right to show. Fortitude is your con, is based off your con. Reflex is dexterity, and will is just will, or wisdom. Those are the saves that are associated with those, and that's the reason I chose con. I just want to have a good fortitude. Mostly going to be nailing fortitude saves. If something is wrong, you made an illegal error, Path Builder will just show you a legal background boost. You know, so I can't choose the same one twice. I will be taking strength. The background, I can either choose strength or dexterity. I'm going to choose strength, and then the free one you get to choose. I am going to choose 1 dexterity. And the reason I'm choosing dexterity is because barbarians in this edition, they get trained in light and medium armor, not heavy armor. Although you can take feats to get that later, but that's the thing for later. But I'll be rocking medium armor, so I'm gonna choose dexterity to max out the way the armor works, because you can add a little bit of dexterity to light and medium armor. Then you get your class boost, which is an automatically strength for barbarians. And then you have 4 points to put freely wherever you want. You can't pick the same one twice, but so I can bump one to strength. I will do con, wisdom, and dexterity. Gonna be dumb, not too likable. Now this is a rule. It's called the optional flaw rule. You can click this up here. This is in Pathfinder. Off the bat, you could choose essentially 2 stats to lower the modifier by 1 to increase a different stat by 1. It can't be one of your. You can't double boost from up here using this method, but that's just there because not every race will give you 2 boosts or 3 boosts and a negative. Some of them will give 1 and a free and no negative, etc. So some combinations, some races you may want to do that, or you know, if you want. I don't really need you here. Finished. Boom. I have my stats. Now I get skills. So barbarians with the deckhand background. From your choices I've already made, which is just race and background and class. I'm trained in acrobatics, athletics. There's my lore, sailing. Excuse me. And based off my intelligence, I get to make 2 other skills trained. So when you're trained for something, you get to add your level plus the training proficiency to all of those rolls. If you're not trained, then you only get to add the modifier associated with it. So my acrobatics, which uses dexterity modifier, which is 2, but it's +5 because I get to add the 2 for being trained, and then the 1 because of my level. I will take 2 medicine because I want to try to be helpful, heal people a little bit, and stealth. And I only had 2 choices, so I'm finished. And now you'll see the check mark over here. So in Pathfinder, 2nd edition compared to 5e, again, I'm making these comparisons as much as I can because this video is mostly to show people who transition. I see people posting on Reddit all the time. It's like, come into Pathfinder, what do I need to know, yada yada. It's just a little bit of help. You get a feat, for a feat from your heritage, and you get a feat from your ancestry and your class in level 1. This is all heritages, which is you can mix and match. So you get your lizard folk heritage, but let's say one of your parents was a different thing, like you're half and half of something. So those are here too. If you just pick if you click over here, it's all heritage, which is all the options. Or you can just choose common, and you'll get all the ones for your race. And then there's a couple of uncommon ones, which will be the ones not associated with your race. And then rare, which are some specific ones. Path Builder will have like a 3rd-party one too, which is one of these rare ones that it just puts in there. We're just going to choose common. And Whitlander Lizard Folk, really digging into this. I'm from the water vibe. You know, I'm a little surfer boy, possibly. My family is descended from the most common lizard folk heritage. This heritage gives me a swim speed of 15 feet, which is pretty dope, actually, if water combat ever becomes a thing. Up next, ancestry feats. These are all the feats associated with my lizard folk ancestry. If I had chose a heritage that was like a mixture of another one, like Aasimar or Tiefling, I would see the lizard folk ancestry feats here and the Tiefling ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 11 ancestry feats at level 1 that you could choose from. Some races have less. I think lizard folk is on the higher end of having more options. And then there's some level 9 feats, 13 and 17 and 5. Because you get an ancestry feat at level 1, 5, 9, and 13 and 17. I will be taking Marsh Runner, because which has a prerequisite of you have a swim speed, which I do, so this one is available to me. I'm adept at moving through marshy terrain. When I use the step action, I can ignore difficult terrain caused by flooding, swamps, or quicksand. Just makes me a little more adaptable in wetter environments. We'll just choose that. It's pretty basic. There's a Sharp Fangs ones. Actually, I wouldn't go with Sharp Fangs. You never know. I might be in a situation where my character doesn't have any weapons on him. This gives me an unarmed attack that deals 1d8 piercing damage. I can just bite him. Bite a fool. Okay. Class feat. Oh, you'll see right here my AC has gone up because now I have 2 dexterity. My health is 22. Which is from my con. It's fantastic. So at level 1, you get HP from your race, which you only get the race HP at level 1, plus your class, and then plus your con. So next, when I hit level 2, which again is very easy to do, you can just click level 2 right here. It'll do all of it for you. You see here I have 36 HP. It's adding my con modifier and my 12 HP from being a barbarian. But I'll set it back to level 1. Class feat. So at level 1, you get I can choose from acute vision, which is when I'm raging. I get dark vision. I do believe lizard folks. Oh no, lizard folks do not get dark vision. That is actually a thing I might take. Adrenaline rush in the heat of battle. You're capable of maximizing feats of strength. While raging, I can increase how much weight I can carry. I gain a +1 status bonus to athletics checks to lift heavy objects, force open doors, all of that. I'm going to go with sudden charge. This symbol right here means it takes 2 actions. For those coming from 5th edition, there's no action, main action, bonus action. There's just, you have 3 actions, you can do 3 things. Some things take more than 1 action. So for example, sudden charge takes 2 actions. With a quick sprint, you dash to your foe and swing stride twice. Stride is just, I can move my movement speed, which at level 1, we can look at movement speed right here, 25 feet. So this 2 actions, I can move 50 and get a an attack at the end of it, which would then leave me with 1 action left, so I can just attack again if I wanted to. 5th edition does have the multiple attack penalty, which is how it balances around attacking more and more, which is essentially the first attack of the turn is all your modifiers. Second attack of the turn, all your modifiers -5 if you're using a non-agile weapon. And then third attack with all your modifiers -10. If it's a non-agile weapon, which are like to show off fast fighters, like rogues, you mostly use agile weapons, you know, rangers, stabby stab. Those go at -4, -8 instead of the -5, -10. And then there are feats eventually you could take later on to reduce your multiple attack penalty. But right now, this is just great action economy. Move twice and attack. I'll take sudden charge level 1. Instinct for barbarians is like their version of like 5th edition. Is the closest thing to like a subclass. Which I'll just show you what they are. You have the animal, dragon, fury, giant, spirit, instincts. Dragon instinct. This is, again, you click on it, you see the stuff you get. We'll click on fury right here, which is like the most basic one. Your rage flavor fluff here. Your rage comes from a deep and purely personal well within you. Use your rage as you choose. And Anthenema and instinct ability. Anthenemas are the things like your class can't do for whatever reason. Most anthenemas are like religious based for like clerics and champions. The barbarian has one associated with its instinct. The fury one doesn't. That's the whole point of fury. It's like you don't have an anthenema or an instinct ability. Instead, you gain an additional first level barbarian feat. It's very basic. It's level 7. When you turn level 7, it has this. You get the specialization ability, which is increases the damage from rage from 2 to 6. When you rage, you deal an extra 2 damage. If you have a greater weapon specialization, this is just once you're a higher level, you get this. It's a very passive thing, and it'll even show it to you when you get it. We can see here. Weapon specialization, you get at level 7, and Path Builder will show you what it is. Your rage just helps you hit harder. This is just the power level is like, hey, you were stronger than a level 5 and below character. So when you attack something, you just do a little bit more damage. This is all of this. It seems overly complicated. It's not. You don't have to worry about it until it comes up later. Me personally, my favorite flavor of Barbarian is the Giant Instinct Barbarian, which your rage gives you the raw power and size of a giant. You don't have to revere giants. That even says here you might scoff at them or aspire to slay them. But the anthenema for this is failing to face a personal challenge of strength. So you try to, your character, you would have to roleplay a little bit to be like, I'm not going to back down from a challenge, you know, within reason. Again, most classes or things don't even have anthenemas. But the instinct ability you get for the Giant Barbarian is called Titan Mauler right here. And it's basically you can use a weapon built for a large creature. It's one size bigger, and its effect is when you're raging, the damage you do instead of 2 is a whole just +6 more. But it gives you the Clumsy 1 condition, which lowers your AC by 1, and Dexterity reflex saves by 1 is essentially what that does. And then this is how it gets better at level 7 and 9. So to give an example of an idea of the power from this instinct ability, even though you take a -1 AC penalty. If you have if you use a D8 weapon when you rage, a normal rage, you would get to do a 1d8 plus your strength, which ours strength is 18, so it's +4. 1d8 +4 +2 from the rage. So you know your max damage that you can do with a 1d10, or we'll say a d12 weapon, is 12 +4. 16, and then +2 from rage, 18. That's the highest you can do. Minimum would be 4 +2 +1 if you rolled a 1, so 7. The Giant Barbarian Instinct, you just add 6 off the bat instead of 2. So your minimum now is an 11 damage, and your highest you can do is 22. That's just so. And then if you crit, you double everything. That's why I personally like the Giant Instinct Barbarian. As it goes down further in the path, there's a level feat at level 6 that you get where you actually grow when you rage, which is kind of cool. But that's level 6. We don't need to worry about that. This is just our level 1 character to get us started. And so we've essentially made all of the main choices that go with character creation for Pathfinder 2nd edition. Boom. We have our race, background, class, ability points. We get our heritage, our ancestry feat, class feat, subclass if available, which again we want Giant Instinct, and we're done. This is all the stuff, everything we have at level 1. That's just the thing we have is right here. Free feat, breath control, catfall. What it does, treat falls is 10 feet shorter. Okay, and the better my acrobatic skill, the higher that distance goes. Claws, rage, yeah. And that's the easiest way to do it. Now, to get a little bit for the last minute stuff, go to gear. Every level 1 character, you just start out with 15 gear. You can just click here to weapons, add a weapon. All this seems very complicated. Don't worry about all this. We just go to Marshall. Oh, just so you know, orange here means uncommon. Basically means nothing you'll most likely won't have to worry about. You can just click proficient. Yeah, these are the different ways to categorize things. Don't worry about the orange. You just click Marshall or Barbarian. Click here, click this button to get the things we want. I want to just wield a 2-handed weapon, so all hands, 2. All rarities, you just hit common right there to get everything out of the way. Great axe, my 1d12 slashing, costs 2 gold. You can just click buy, and boom, now we have our great axe. Again, my damage here is 1d12 +4 before the rage comes in. Defense works the exact same way. You have unarmored, you have a shield or not. You just click change. All light, medium, or heavy. We are trained in medium. We're going to go with chainmail. Buy this because we got gold. So AC 18, basic health 22. And now I have my weapon. Here are my skills. And that's it. That's character creation right there. It's very simple. I know there's a lot of stuff, but that's just, even Pathfinder 5th edition has a lot of stuff when you've never played. There are not many options for when you make choices in 5th edition, but you know, if you don't know anything, it's still a lot by comparison. So it may seem like a lot, but again, it's not. Like class feat, you get a feat at level 1. You make a decision at level 1. What feat do you want? 1, 2, 3. It's only 6. There's just a choice of 6 things. What kind of sounds cool, and you know, and that's basically it. So I hope this video kind of helps for every time someone's like, what do I do? This is Path Builder 2E, and all this was completely free. So I hope this example helps a little bit. So thank you, Glico.